If it's time to sell your lake home, I want to talk about 5 mistakes that are made by lake home sellers. And I see these over and over, and it costs them a lot of money. All right, let's dig right in. 1, what the seller paid for the property. That phrase, well, I got this much in it. If you bought a stock at $500 a share, and for the last 3 years it's traded at $300, that's what it's worth. What you've got in it is irrelevant. You got to take the loss. So if you put something, you bought it during the COVID frenzy, you might have overpaid. What you've got in it is relevant, including what you've got, not only what you paid for it, but how much you want to buy the next thing. The buyer doesn't care about that. The next thing is the price of the listed homes in the area. This is very specific. These are the unsold homes. Think about it. If they were priced right, they would be sold homes. In fact, that's where an agent's CMA, comparable market analysis, is valuable. But the prices of the homes that are still sitting on the market, particularly if they've been there for a while, should actually be a warning that this is not how you should price your property and that you're not going to get that number because your neighbors aren't getting their number either. Also, many times sellers account for their blood, sweat, and tears and how they feel about the property. Maybe they designed some aspect of the property, or they built a big patio area and they did it themselves. And so they have a lot of investment. They feel more value for things we create, build, design. But buyers don't care really about that. They care what's the value of it to them. In fact, sometimes these customizations are very important to the seller, to the homeowner, and the buyer is actually going to tear them out. In fact, what that means is it's negative value to the buyer and not a positive that's expected by that seller. Another thing that is a mistake that I see commonly made is the outlier sale. So, well, I heard this one neighbor got this really fantastic price and that's the price I want. Well, we don't know the whole deal. 1, do we really know that's the number they got, even if they told it to you? A little posturing maybe, the fish story? Or is it something that was unusual? Yeah, they got a high number for a property, but then they end up providing a lot of other things. Maybe personal property was somehow included free with the home, maybe the closing costs. There could be a lot of things where that number's deceptive. I once sold a property where the seller wanted to have the highest price in that neighborhood. I don't know why, she's leaving. And so we made that number happen and then had her cover all these additional costs. So it really came out the same. So the outlier sale can be deceptive. What is the real market happening in your neighborhood? And the last mistake I'm going to talk about is sellers taking low offers personally. Even if it's a fair offer, it's just below your high price, you can't get offended by these things. You know when you should be offended if you're going to be? The no offer. You got one offer and you don't like it. Isn't that better than no offer? You can at least begin a discussion, and operating from a feeling of personal instead of a business transaction puts you at a deficit. Find out how to create leverage. Work with your agent to figure out how to negotiate a transaction that becomes pleasing. Maybe the offer's low, but there's other things they can do. Closing cost, for instance, points on a mortgage. There are ways to make and package that's more than just the price and being offended by it. Are there low offers? Sure. But don't make a mistake. Keep the discussion going. It's a business matter. So these are 5 mistakes made by lake home sellers. I hope these are helpful if you're thinking of selling your property. Be sure and visit us at lakehomes.com, where we have tens of thousands of properties for sale, as well as expert agents who, whether you're buying or it's time to sell, can navigate through the unique aspects of buying and selling lake real estate. Hope this has been helpful. Thank you and have a great day. For more information, be sure to check out lakehomes.com.